Hello, I'm Monica Lackenpour. I'm a Professor of Community Child Health at University College London in the UK. I'm a practicing doctor as well, a paediatrician, and I'm also the UK PI for this exciting MATCOBIND project. The MATCOBIND trial it's a randomized controlled trial. What we mean by this is we have two groups of mothers. Some mothers will get a low dose of vitamin B12 and some will get a high dose of vitamin B12. They will not know they are randomized to different groups. And once that happens, they then receive this supplement throughout their pregnancy and post their pregnancy as well, up to the child's age of 6 months. We will be following up these children till the age of 9 months as well, to see what's really happening to the child's brain development as they grow up and become toddlers. Pregnant women need vitamin B12 to keep them healthy. The babies who are growing inside them and who really are very young, under the age of 2, also need vitamin B12 for good growth of their bones and for brain development particularly. In South Asia and in South Asians, even in the UK, often they don't get enough vitamin B12 in the types of diet they eat. So the two problems we see are, one, even if you know that vitamin B12 is important, you may not be able to get hold of the food that's high in vitamin B12. You may not know that you need vitamin B12 and what sort of food that is healthy for you. So for example, if you're a vegetarian, you don't eat meat, and meat is very, very important for vitamin B12. So where else can you get it from? The key places are really spinach, mushrooms, beetroot, but again, how much vitamin B12 can you get from those foods? So generally, women in South Asia are vegetarian. And when you have that type of diet, it's much more difficult to get the B12 into your bodies. One is knowledge and one is resources. So first you have to have the knowledge. You need to know what you should be eating. And really, we need to be sharing that information with mothers, teaching them what sort of food is good for them and their baby. Secondly, can they access it? Can they afford the food? Or does it even grow in the areas in which they live? Randomized controlled trials globally are always very challenging. And when you're working across 3 countries, of course, it's even harder. Some of the key ingredients to success are developing strong partnerships and strong relationships. And what we were very lucky with our project was that before COVID hit, we had visited both countries, we had developed relationships, we knew both teams, and we knew the context on the ground as well. So we had our regular meetings, we had one-to-one meetings, which were all in place every month to ensure progress of the study. You could use any method you wanted to get in contact and overcome a problem before it became too difficult to address. If you're vegetarian, it affects you wherever you are in the world. Yes, in the UK and in the Western world, some foods may be fortified with B12, so people may not suffer as much. But actually, if we look at it, more and more people across the world are becoming vegetarian or even vegan. So we may start seeing problems in the UK or in other countries in the Western world, just similar to some of the problems we're seeing in South Asia. So we really need to learn and understand this problem a little bit more and understand from the South Asian countries what we could do to ensure that children in the Western world are also as healthy as they can be, even if you are vegetarian or if you're vegan. The children become healthy adults. And what we really want to find out is, how do we give children the best start in life? At the moment, there's very few studies looking at vitamin B12, very few studies that can give us the evidence we need to know whether women need vitamin B12 supplementation, and if they do, what dose they need it at. So this study is the largest study that we know in the world so far that will really address this problem. So what we want to do is ensure we have the evidence to give to policymakers and practitioners so we know what we should be doing to give little babies and children a healthy adulthood.
So my role in the current project is that of the principal investigator at the India site, which is Sitaram Murthy Institute. So the project originated from a couple of papers that we had read. One was on the prevalence of anemia, second was on the prevalence of B12 deficiency, third was on the rising vegetarianism. All of this added together with an earlier project that we had done on infant neurodevelopment. And since B12 has a very important role in the development or maturation of the nervous system of the infant, valid hypothesis to test, that is that whether supplementing with B12 is going to address this anemia problem, the B12 deficiency, and also the neurodevelopment of the child. These are of course the drugs, which is methylcobalamin. These are the case record forms. Consents and forms are all included. There are sections for each visit in the form. It has the system that we followed was that of tearaway sheets. Carbon copies of the sheets are mailed to Public Health Foundation and to the data entry person.
Public Health Foundation of India has been involved in Project MATCOBIND since its inception. We have got two strong mandates. The first mandate was data management and data analysis, and the second big mandate was training and capacity building. We had to keep in mind regulations from three countries, India, Nepal, and United Kingdom, during management of data. I'm very happy to share with you that we were able to follow all the necessary protocols of the three countries. All the data were secured in a server which was only accessible by the biostatistician. In terms of capacity building, we were struck badly by the pandemic, but as they say that adversity brings out innovation. So we went on the online route, and I'm very happy to share that we trained about 350 students from 7 countries. The trainings were mainly on design and conduct of clinical trials and how to do pilot and feasibility studies. We also had training on data analysis for clinical trial.
The primary problems that we faced were related to delivering the drugs, but we started to courier the drugs to them. We also started to do the monitoring as in by teleconsult or the video consultation. So several mitigation plans were put into place. The lockdown related plans were discussed throughout the entire team, and we had to implement them very, very quickly. But at the same time, we also faced a lot of skepticism, a lot of anxiety from the mothers. Being pregnant and overall being very anxious about the whole situation, we sought to address that hesitancy by providing them whatever they needed at their doorstep.
I have been involved in this project since the beginning to enroll 360 mothers, vegetarian mothers for Nepal, and 360 vegetarian mothers for India. Before starting the project, we had several meetings with research team in India, Nepal, and even in UK. First of all, we took the 10 mothers as a pilot. Then based on the experience with the 10 mothers, we started. Our team, we decided that we have to continue this project. Main problem was, the enrolled mothers, they had to continue vitamin B12 pills 9 months period, and they are supposed to come to the hospital to collect the pills regularly. But because of the lockdown, they could not come to the hospital. Some mothers, they even left Kathmandu Valley. So what we decided is, those who were in the Kathmandu Valley, we hired a vehicle. Those who were outside the Kathmandu valleys because of the lockdown, what we did is we use courier, sometimes we use police, sometimes we use RB, sometimes we use the administrator, sometimes the district public health officer to send drug to their home.
During COVID, same thing happened in India also. So in our project, we do a fortnightly meeting with among 3 countries people, and then we send a monthly report. Very important thing is repeatedly following up of mothers. We have to take the 11 visit in the antenatal section and the 7th visit in the infant section. And visiting their home is another challenge, but we did these things by using our safety measures like masks and sanitizer and gloves, and we went to the participants' home. And another challenge is at that time also we have to do the DASI of the infant. So the most primary outcomes in one trip, 2 or 3 participants, we did the DASI. That's how we mitigate. Sometimes what happened is, when we went the hiring car in the middle of the way and we stopped here because of the floor and all things, and then we back to the without doing DASI. That is also that kind of things we faced.
Dasi kit is a developmental assessment of Indian infants. This contains a few items which will be used for the motor and mental development of the baby. This kit involves a bell in which we see that whether the baby is able to ring the bell. Then we have cubes with us. We just give this to the baby and we just see how the baby is responding. So the 12 months of baby or the 11 months of age of baby has to just imitate the way I am doing. So this is the picture book which has pictures of many items like the elephant or the car or the cow. So we just give this to the baby. We just see how the baby is gazing to the pictures while we are turning the pages. And in the later stage, we just see how the baby is turning the pages.
My role in the project was to counsel and speak to the mothers about vitamin B12 supplementation and its value in the brain development, neurological development in their babies. And it was also about monitoring and supervising their births and the growth and development trajectories of these children.
My role in this project is to look after the pregnant ladies. After the pregnant ladies get screened by our research assistant, all the pregnant ladies are brought to me. And after I know that they are a vegetarian, I do counseling. I'll be the one doing all the antenatal checkups and also taking care of the delivery and their postpartum.
Many parents would wonder and doubt that is it the supplement? Is it what I'm taking differently? And some of them felt that they should just stop the medication and we would discover it when they would come for a follow-up. And then it was important to explain to them, counsel them. And I think the anxieties were very well triggered by COVID as well. At this point in time, people did not want any new development because they were worried access to healthcare could also get compromised.
The population of Nepal, especially in our hospital, not most of the patients are from urban areas, but most of the patients in rural areas who are suffering from the malnourishment and also deficient of various nutrients due to their socioeconomic backgrounds and socioeconomic condition. So I think the vitamin B12 is very important for them.
Hi, namaste. It's me, Savita Basnet. I'm a research assistant in this project. My role is to recruit the participant and data entry.
पेशेंट को मेडिसिन देना और होम असेसमेंट के लिए जाना, पेशेंट का होम असेसमेंट करना और दासी असेसमेंट के टाइम पे उसके पेशेंट के घर पे जाना। ट्रांसपोर्ट के लिए बहुत प्रॉब्लम थी, ट्रेवल मिलना एक इशू था। तो फिर उसके बाद सब डरे हुए थे, पेशेंट थोड़ा सा घर आने से वो डरते थे कि लोग आएंगे। सो हमने उनको कन्विंस किया कि हम पूरी सेफ्टी के साथ आएंगे, लाइक पीपी किट वगैरह पहन के वो सारी चीज़ें मैनेज करके हमने उनको कन्विंस किया।
Because it was my first pregnancy, so मुझे इतना नॉलेज नहीं था किसी भी चीज़ का, कब क्या खाना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए, बेबी के कब क्या ग्रोथ हो रही है। तो इस प्रोजेक्ट की वजह से आयल से मैं अपडेट रही हूँ चीज़ों से, बिकॉज टाइमली मैं मिली हूँ B12 रिसर्च टीम से, जिन्होंने मुझे बताया है कि अभी आपकी बेबी का ये ग्रोथ हो रहा है, तो आपको ये चीज़ें लेनी चाहिए, आपको ये सब करना चाहिए। No, that was an inconvenient, because अगर कभी नहीं भी जा पा रहे हम हॉस्पिटल, तो हमें यहाँ पे घर पे भेजते थे सप्लीमेंट्स, तो ऐसा कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुआ। एंड रिसर्च टीम पूरी बहुत हेल्पफुल थी एंड आई यूज्ड टू वेट कब मेरा नेक्स्ट विजिट आने वाला है, मुझे जाना है वहाँ पे, मुझे मिलना है।
So I hope that this program continues, that it should not stop with her, because I know many of my colleagues whose wives have been in this program, and every one of us is really happy. Hopefully this becomes, it might not be a mandatory thing, but it should be given as an option to every pregnant woman, so that they have at least this option to take it.
One more thing is, for every 10 days, 15 days, they used to call me and ask me, ma'am, are you taking your regular medication? How are you feeling? Is everything fine? So that was very nice.
म मासु खाँदिनँ, त्यसैको लागि अनि म प्रायः जस्तो दही दुध मात्र खाने हो, माछा मासु चाहिँ म खाँदिनँ, त्यसैको लागि अनि नानीको विकासको लागि पनि खान थालेको। मलाई अलिअलि थाहा भएको म अरू साथीलाई पनि सेयर गर्छु अनि उनीहरूलाई पनि पठाउँछु जे होस् यस्तो राम्रो छ भनेर मलाई राम्रो लाग्यो जे होस् माछा मासु नखानेलाई चियाले धेरै फाइदा गर्दो रहेछ अब हामी दही दुध खाने मान्छेलाई अब भिटामिनले गर्दाखेरि अलिक तागत पनि दिने बच्चाको लागि पनि राम्रो हुने बच्चाको विकासको लागि पनि धेरै राम्रो हुने त्यसैले डर लाग्यो अलिअलि थोरै डर लाग्यो तर पनि अब उहाँहरू अब हस्पिटलमा बस्ने मान्छेलाई त सबै कुरा थाहा हुन्छ नि त अब कोभिडको समयमा कसरी आउने भन्ने कुरा मास्क लाएर आउनुहुन्थ्यो सेनिटाइजर बोकेर आउनुहुन्थ्यो त्यसैले
माछा मासु दही दुध घिउ गेडागुडी हरियो सागसब्जी त्यस्तै हो
This project, initially about 5 years back, we thought that vitamin B12 deficiency might cause some kind of deficiencies in newborn, and we have read some literatures about this, and we are trying to do research and study on this. Fortunately, we got a team which is very interested to do their research in Nepal, and we are very proudly, and it's our privilege to partner with this research.
Women and child sector. One of the major components in multi-sector nutrition plan second 2018-2022, and which also will be the major sector for the coming multi-sector nutrition plan third.